Hello and namaste. So today I'm just going through a very short little sequence of some postures or movements that we can do to prepare our bodies to be able to sit for meditation. So these are going to be very gentle, very smooth, very mindful, because we're trying to bring the mind into that place where we can center for meditation. So we're going to start lying on your back. And as I said, just really simple movements. So starting with the legs straight, we're going to draw that right leg in, the right knee in. And using your hands on your knee, we're just going to begin to rotate that leg out to the side. And then bring it over and across the body. And we're just making like a big circle with the knee. So what we're doing is we're getting into that hip joint and beginning to lubricate the tissues that provide the glide in that hip. And opening up some of the tension if you just got out of bed. Sometimes my body feels very stiff in the morning. So a little movement before I sit for meditation is really nice. And then just come back to center. You can either have your eyes open, looking up at the ceiling, and finding a spot to gaze to begin to anchor the mind. Or you can close your eyes here as well and just breathe into the sensations of that hip. And this compression of the thigh against the digestive organs is really nice if you're doing this in the morning too, to begin to wake up the digestion for the day. And then let's go ahead and bring both knees in for a moment and begin to create some stretch or opening in the low back. And then let's extend the right leg down onto the mat. And let's do the same with the left. So beginning to open that leg, circle it around. Just nice, slow, big circles. And just notice the sensations that are happening in that hip. We're usually so busy doing that we don't really listen to our body. So this is an opportunity as we prepare to move into meditation to begin to listen to what our body is trying to tell us. And then let's come back to center and just draw that thigh in. Let's bring both knees in again, and let's do both legs at the same time. So drawing the legs away from one another, circling away from our chest as much as we can, and then drawing them back in. So creating these two big open circles using our knees. And this time as we come back to our chest, let's go the other way, keeping your knees at center. Push your knees away and make a big circle coming back together close to your chest. And then let's just reach the soles of both feet up to the sky. Taking an inhale here, and as we exhale, without using your hands, just simply bend the knees and bring the thighs to the belly. And then as you inhale, straighten the legs. And exhale, thighs to the belly. So we're just beginning to move some energy here with our breath. Keep moving with your breath. And we're going to add on to this, and I just realized I'm too close to the wall, so I'm going to shift while you continue for one more round of breath. So as you exhale and thighs come to your belly, we continue. Inhale, reach up. This time as you exhale, bring your legs wide. And as you inhale, bring them back together. And exhale, thighs move to your belly as you bend your knees. Inhale, straighten the legs. Exhale, bring them slowly wide. Inhale, coming back to center. And exhale, bend the knees, thigh to belly. Let's do one last round. Inhale, straighten to the sky. Exhale, bring them wide. Inhale, meet in center. And exhale, bend the knees. Wrap your arms around. And then we're just going to roll to our side and come up for cat-cow. Just getting a little movement and ease in the spine before we sit. So spreading your fingers wide, feet are parallel. As you inhale, slowly begin to lift your gaze. Lift the top of the head and lift the tailbone. And as you exhale, slowly round the spine. Let the head drop. Let the neck be free. Press the mat away from you. Let's just do a couple more rounds like that. Slowly moving with your breath. Let this movement begin to become meditative as we're preparing for our meditation. These slow rhythmic movements are very good to focus and steady the mind. So as we open the front body in our cow pose, this next exhale, we're going to move into child's pose. So drawing the belly back, we press the sit bones towards the heels and the forehead towards the floor or a block or a prop. And then we simply rise up on our inhale, cow pose, and the exhale, child's pose. Bringing a nice stretch to the low back and sacrum every time we move into child's pose. Cow pose as we inhale. Last one, exhale, child's pose. This time pause here for a breath or two. Allow your breath to center. Now you might want to stay in child's pose for a couple more breaths. Some of us might want to move into down dog if you feel like you're really stiff and need a little more opening, but do it slowly and mindfully, keeping the knees bent. And let the heels be off of your mat and roll your shoulder blades towards the mat. Press the top of your mat away and then begin to press your thighs back. So your heels may or may not come to the mat. It doesn't matter. We're looking to lengthen the spine here. We want a nice long spine before we settle down for our meditation. Take one more breath. And use your next exhale to drop to your knees. And come down to a seat. But let your seat have your shins, knees pointing forward, knees bent, but let your shins be off to your left side. We're just going to do a gentle twist here. So I've got my left foot resting in the arch of my right foot. So it kind of holds it. And then we're going to twist to the right. So you can just bring your left hand to the outside of that knee, your right hand out behind you. Slowly turn your head to the right, as though you're trying to look over your right shoulder. And then keep your body positioned where it is and slowly turn your head to look over your left shoulder. So a little opening created in the neck and shoulder area. And maybe you begin to lean the head back and open that part of the body. And then we release slowly back to center. Let both hands rest on your knees. Let your chin just drop gently. And then let's slowly shift to the other side. So now the shins and feet are out to the right. Knees are pretty much pointing forward. And my right shin rests on my left arch. Left hand comes out behind, right hand on the outside of your knee. And we're just gently beginning to twist towards your left. And slowly, slowly, slowly begin to turn your head to the right to look over your right shoulder. And if this is comfortable for your neck, same thing we did on the other side, begin to let your head slowly shift back. So we're still looking over that right shoulder, where we're adding a little bit more opening to the neck and chest area, and maybe even inviting a little gentle back bend. And then we release, both hands come to the front knees. Let your chin be soft. And now we're ready to find your seat. And when you're looking for a seat for your meditation, you can sit on a cushion. You can fold up a blanket and just have your sit bones kind of on the front edge of that, so that your hips are higher than your knees. And this position helps us to elongate our spine when we're settling for our meditation. Now, you don't have to sit on the floor. You can also sit in a chair, preferably somewhere where, if you're not going to sit cross-legged in your chair, that you can ground your feet down either on the floor or put a couple of blocks or books so that your feet are rested and grounded, which helps you to elongate the spine as well. So we'll meet you in meditation. Thank you so much for joining us. Namaste.